Am I seriously ready for a relationship? Now, I made this video to explain basically like where I'm at right now with the whole aspect of being in a relationship. I wrote some pointers down. I want to know if you guys feel the same way or if you're at that space right now where you kind of contemplate if it's even worth it. You get what I'm saying? So the first question I have for myself, do I genuinely want a relationship or do I just don't want to feel alone anymore? And I think that's something that's super real. That's something honest, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, do I want to build long term, actually allow someone into my life? Or for the moment, as of right now, I'm just like, yo, I wouldn't mind having a woman around just to keep, me some company, what I'm saying, some soft legs around me. You did what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if that something in the back of my mind, like, because if you end up joining, getting in a relationship, you're going to be like, you're gonna really be questioning. You're gonna be looking at her and be like, yo, like, is this actually what I wanted? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a real thing, and I've been asking myself that. The second thing, now I made this into 10 steps now, so I want you guys kind of follow along with me on this. So number 2, right, is about losing independence, right? So a relationship requires considering another person before making decisions, right? I've been alone, like by myself, really, since I've been like 25, 27, in the aspect of like no relationship. So in the back of my head, I'm kind of like, yo, like, if I want to go somewhere, I'm going to have to be like, oh, like, I'm going to go here without even like thinking about somebody else, thoughts of where I'm going or have to let them know when I made it back or any of that or be like, yo, like, you don't want to go certain places where you probably like make that other person feel, uncomfortable, and they kind of like, yo, like, why you going there? Why you always going to the club and staying till like 3? Not saying I do that, but yo, that could be something, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Now, number 3, relationship responsibility. Am I prepared to give support instead of only receiving it? I'm going to say that one more time. Am I prepared to give support instead of only receiving it? Now, this is going to sound super selfish. And I know what you're saying, like, dog, bro, like, you real deal selfish, but dude, that's real. Like, do I really want to give my time and support to someone else? Do I want to like really make that effort, that, say that block of time, and like if she going through something, I'm being like, okay, like, I'm gonna put off making these videos and listen, because that is what's important right now. You get what I'm saying? I'm finna put off what I usually do, my usual schedule, and even though I want to be there for you, I'm gonna consider you in, and I'm gonna make that time for you. So I wonder if you feel like that. Like, be honest. Like, even if you married right now, like, be honest. Like, is it times where you just like, yo, like, I can care less about what happened at the office with you? Like, I'm trying to get back to the game. You get what I'm saying? That's a real thing. All right, number 4, going ghost. I must learn to work on myself without disappearing from my partner. Now, if you in a relationship, you cannot go ghost, because they gonna feel like you isolating them out. You no longer let them inside your world. Because I know for myself, I will go ghost for 6 months, 8 months until I feel better, and I won't talk to anyone. I mean anyone. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people do that. I feel like you probably even doing that. Like, you will go ghost, but if you're in a relationship, you can't do that. And would I feel like I'm not doing my usual schedule, and this person kind of like in my life, and I usually I block out the noise, but I gotta allow this person in. This person probably bring in the noise from the outside, which I usually block out. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to think about that. Think about that. Think about the whole going ghost aspect. Can you do that? You can't do that. Especially if you got kids. There's no way you can do that. You know I ain't lying. But hey. Number 5, choosing one woman. Can I remain committed after the excitement of something new disappears? Yo, if we be honest, y'all know I be honest on here. On this channel, my page, I'm super honest. This is a hard one. This is a hard one because I feel like I just haven't came across that woman yet that I want to be committed to. You know what I'm saying? So usually like 2 months. I think like now, man, like 2 months, like the threshold, like the gap for me, I usually like 2 months. Like, if we be honest, like I feel like 2 months. Especially if I feel like ain't nothing really here. Like I don't feel like this going anywhere. Or sometimes I don't want to go nowhere. Sometimes I just want fun. And I'm honest enough to say that. You should be honest enough to say that too. Because you know you do it too. So yeah, I don't feel bad. Number 6, marriage and children. I cannot waste someone's time while deciding whether I want a family. Now, I'm 33. Now, you know most women be on that clock. Now, I'm 33. If I date someone who's 33, they looking at, okay, maybe a 2-year gap. Maybe a 3-year gap. 4-year gap max, right? If we the same age. Us men, we don't go by that clock, right? So, if I'm deciding, let's say a year or 2 pass by, I be like, you know what? I don't really want this no more. They're going to be looking like, yo, you wasted my time. You wasted my time. You know what I'm saying? And then I probably feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I probably feel bad for a while. But then again, I got to think about myself. I can't, sometimes you got to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do feel you, but what if we did have a kid and we did get married and it didn't work out? Now we wasted. Now we for lifers. You know what I'm saying? Because even if we did, I really don't believe in divorce, but I know in certain circumstances you probably have to get a divorce. But as far as children, yo, we for lifers. I'm always gonna see you, and I pray that you in the child life too. So. For life or for 2 years, you gotta be honest, right? All right, number 7, career and ambition. Have I genuinely created room in my life for another person? Now, all this stuff I got going on, I'm building an app, I'm doing videos, so I'm working a full-time job. Do I have time to really focus on a relationship? That's very honest. There's a very honest question for myself. And right now I can say no, because I know where I want to be at. But then again, they can slip in somewhere, then they can start helping you. Like I admire like Savannah James, right? She helped LeBron, but she is not in the front of the camera, right? You know she helping him because it's no way LeBron can have a whole household. He even admitted himself, like, she run the whole back end. I would pray I find that woman in my life that I can do that with. You know what I'm saying? That can be there for me in that way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't know. I do know, but I like to say I don't know at times. So, yeah. Emotional availability. Can I communicate, apologize, and allow someone to see my unfinished side? Now, this can be, I know I put a lot in this one question, but communicating and apologize, I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that I find a woman that have no problem with communicating and apologize, right? Because everything is perspective at the end of the day, right? But you know, when you go in these new ventures, right? And they seen you build from the ground up, right? They seen you when you failing. They seen you when you crying. They seen you when it don't look like it's working at all. And sometimes, you know, you could be embarrassed to try something new. Like, especially if something's so left field, you know what I'm saying? You probably like, like, I ain't gonna really try that because, you know, she probably looking at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it only crazy till it works. But I feel like I can't really say everybody, but I know for me, when I was in a relationship, it was like I didn't want to try nothing too crazy. Even the way I dress, I was like, I wouldn't try that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too left field, and I feel like I'm representing someone else when I step out, or if I'm doing something. So if I'm doing something way crazy, I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if I'll be doing all the things that I'll be doing because, for instance, right, it is 12 in the morning, 12 a.m., right? And I'm doing YouTube. I'm making a YouTube video. Imagine your partner sleep. And right now I'm staying in the studio. So imagine my girl sleep over there. I have to schedule my whole day around trying to like do these videos. And I probably end up being like, maybe I don't want to do it. It's okay. Maybe I do it another way. You know what I'm saying? Rather than the original thought that I had. You get what I'm saying? Number 9, my honest answer, right? I may not be completely ready, but I believe I'm becoming ready. So I said, like, what's my honest answer on this, right? And honestly, I may be ready, but then again, I may not be ready. I feel like it's no right or wrong answer right now about how I'm feeling with this, right? I feel like it's no right or wrong answer how I'm feeling about this right now, right? I feel like I'm learning myself more. I feel like I'm learning what I want, right? I'm doing new ventures, and I want to know how that will come into play. So in my head right now, and this is my honest answer, right? And I don't want to say yes or no, but I do want to say that I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring out what my life is like. I'm figuring out what I want to do, and I'm figuring out how that would look like. And I don't know the answers all the time, but I do know in the future I would love a wife, right? And that's my honest truth. I would love a wife. Am I in a rush for a wife? No. But would I want one? Yes, absolutely. And I would love for her to be the mother of my children, right? So yeah. So closing this up, my question for you is, how did you know you were ready for a serious relationship? That's it. Leave it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much if you made it this far. That's all I got. Peace.